Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for coming by. So today I've got a really fun video. Notion is kind of one of my favorite free tools that I've found in the last couple of years. I've been using this, I believe this is year 3 for me now actually. And so I've gone ahead and set up my 2026 dashboard and setup for the year. Now I've learned through trial and error that simple databases work best for me. I don't usually stick to the complicated things. There are things that I want to include, but that aren't always the most practical, and so I ended up going very minimal this year, but I'm going to kind of walk you through my setup. Now, several of these are templates that I found through Notion. They're by different creators, and I just kind of have, a few of them I might have like changed a picture, things like that, and kind of spruced them up. For the most part, they work at least at first glance because this is still 2025. I haven't been using my 2026 planner yet. They seem to be very, very functional and things how they are, so I didn't change too much. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and kind of just walk you through what my dashboard, my planner for 2026 looks like. So I went with this kind of brown and neutrals theme for my dashboard. I am not like an overly aesthetic person, but I ended up going with this brown theme. This banner was it was a cover that Notion already had. So I just went ahead and went with it, and I kind of liked it. I went with this cute little coffee cup emoji for my picture, and I went with, like I said, brown and aesthetic themed, but I went with like golden doodles as my kind of accent and theme for the dashboard. And I was inspired by this quote also. So recently I watched a video, and I can't remember the creator's name, but she recreated Narnia on her own, like with her visual effects experience, and she quoted this C.S. Lewis quote. So I decided to use that in my planner for this year. I think it's a really cool quote. So I've got clock, and I've got my navigation, and usually you can do this to like link to other sections of your page, but I like to do this and link to the other pages that I'm going to be using throughout the year so that my dashboard can hopefully be like a go-to page. Now, a lot of times it will end up not being used very much, so you'll see that I didn't put very much on this page, but yeah. So like I said, it is still 2025, so I don't have my goals planned yet. I'm hoping to get my goals planned out here soon, but this has my little toggle box that hopefully I can have, each goal with maybe steps or something like that underneath. So I've got, all my little puppies here. I've got my monthly pages. We're going to show you that in here in a second, but I've got a page basically for each month, and then within each page there are pages for a week so that I can set up, to-do lists, things like that. So right now only January is set up. And I do want to make sure like that it'll work for me and all that sort of stuff. I've got just a general calendar. I don't use this a ton, but I do like how it looks. So I got a little GIF. I enjoy having GIFs and animations and movement in my pages. It's fun to me. I've got a link to a lo-fi playlist. I did this and then I remembered you can only do previews right now. At least I only know how to do Spotify previews. I do have a Spotify account, but I don't know how to embed full playlists. So this may not be as functional as I hoped, but it's cool to me. I started getting into lo-fi music this year. This part is something I'm really excited about. So this is something I started a few years ago. I'm one younger than the year, so turning 25 in 2026. So I like to pick a number for my age of different things I can do that are new, something I haven't experienced before. And that is actually how I started crocheting, was because I had learned crochet before, but I'd never really been able to stick with it. And so because I put that on my list, I ended up sticking with it. And yeah, so if you guys have any ideas for me, let me know, please, because I do need to build this up. As you can see, I've only got 11 here. So these are just a few goals. And I mean, if I don't accomplish them all, it's one thing, but it is things to kind of push me out of my comfort zone and help me kind of just grow as a person, things like that, or even just some fun things to do. So I ask friends and just tried to get up a couple of cute ideas. Like I said, I only have 11, but I do have some time until the new year. So, and I can always add as the year goes on. So now we're going to get to the scrapbook page. This one's going to be really quick. So I just put some sample pictures in here just to kind of get the idea across. So I have this cover that I made in Canva. It says we didn't know we were making memories. And then there's little pieces throughout that says like we just thought we were having fun. And then I kind of designed this out so hopefully the photo caption could be in small text right next to or underneath the picture. And then these will be pictures hopefully that I take throughout the year, you know, me and my friends or things like that, places I go maybe, just to kind of have a digital scrapbook. So hopefully I keep up with that. I have gotten to taking a lot of pictures here the past few years. So hopefully that is something that I can stick to, and that's just a super simple page. All I'm gonna need to do is embed photos into it. So now next, this is a bookshelf. This is a template. Let me scroll down to the bottom and see if I have the creator's name. I must have deleted it. I did find these through Notion's templates page though. So yeah, I may change this cover out. I believe this is pages from Flowers for Algernon. I've not read that, so I may change it out to something a little more relevant to me. But yeah, we got the creator's introduction here. And she's got, there were a few books that she put in here. I deleted a few. I need to still kind of tweak the goals and things like that. I'm still learning on this page. I added this book, clip art and everything cover. This is one of my favorite books of all time. I got both these pictures just from Google. And then you can see down here, she's got a list of, you add the books, you add the author's name, category, how many pages are in it, things like that, so that you can track your reading for the year. I'm very excited to do that. And I had it in here the other day, but I reset it because I was wanting to make sure I didn't mess anything up. But I picked a goal of 45 books. I kind of just picked that at random. Hopefully I can read more than 45 books next year. I got into listening to audiobooks here recently, so I can finish a book pretty fast. And I've been trying to read every single day. So hopefully I can get through more than 45 books, but we're gonna see. So, and then you can see she's got a list here for next reads, so I can put, actually this was originally wish list and I changed it to next reads. So I can write a list of books maybe that I want to read next or that I need to buy, or I use Kindle, and Kindle Unlimited, you can only download and keep so many books at a time. So maybe I make a list of the next books so that I can, you know, keep a going list. I found this image also on Google. It's got a creator's name on here, but I literally just found it on Google. You can track your vocabulary. I may not use this a ton, but it's cool to have. And then she has this section where you write down in specific detail your reading goals. And so I put my goals were to read every single day. I want to read at least 10 pages or listen to an audiobook every single day. If you've been following my channel, you know I've been doing the 75 hard challenge, and the part of the challenge was reading 10 pages a day. And so I've gotten into reading really well. So I'm hopefully going to keep that going because I've been enjoying that. And I've been reading, when I've gotten into a good book, I've been reading more than 10 pages a day. And so hopefully that gets me kind of back into being an avid reader. So by doing this, I should be able to pass my goal of 45 books. I want to be well read and to use reading time to make me more productive. And I want to track and rate every single book I read this year. I do want to track every book I read. I may not rate it on stars, just sometimes, sometimes you really like a book, but you feel like it's not a 5-star book, things like that. I just want to be, kind about my books and things like that, and I don't want to remember them. I don't want to remember them incorrectly, if that makes sense. I don't know. But yeah, that is my bookshelf page. Next, we've got this one. This is also a template that I found, again, through Notion's template. This is the Habit Tracker Pro, and it's got just, I deleted like the instructions, all that stuff. I think it may be set up correctly for now. So anyway, you just track your habits. My goal is it should be 130 minutes. Let me change that. 2 45-minute workouts is 130 minutes. So actually, my brain, that is not 130 minutes. It is 90 minutes of activity. So that's an hour and 30 minutes. That must have been where my brain went. So you can kind of just track your goals here. And yeah, it seems like, I believe what it's going to do once I start tracking goals in the new year, it should, do the little bouncy line thing to kind of show how well I've stuck to it. And yeah, so hopefully that works. And it kept a few, let me get back to that main page. There's these little things here, like there's another button for a phone version. So if I was to download Notion back to my phone, I deleted it a while back, I needed storage. So if I was to use this, I could, use a phone instruction, and then there's a button for the instructions just in case I needed them again, which I may. You can see, a few more of these goals that I have. Read 10 pages a day, follow my calorie goals, a gallon of water, evening routine, get 7 hours or more of sleep. I'm going to change that to 8 hours. 7 is pretty it's more doable to me, I think, but you know, I need 8 hours of sleep. So yeah, and I may add or change this as the new year gets closer. But back to my dashboard, my next page is also a template. I did use a lot of templates this time. I typically go with a template that works really well, and I just kind of tweak it to make it fit my needs. So, but I've got a YouTube content planner dashboard to help me stay more organized. I actually got a second version of this template also that I'm using, hopefully to help me stay organized through the end of the year, to help me with my content planning. But this is my setup for next year, so I may start planning content, you know, likely I'm going to, I hope anyway, start planning content at the end of this year for next year. And so hopefully I would be using this to kind of, you know, get ahead of the game, that sort of thing. So, but yeah, this was a template also, like I said, again, through just Notion's templates, by Planar. If I'm butchering that, I'm so sorry. But yeah, I like that you can have your thumbnails in here, so you can kind of have I'm very visual, so you can kind of have a visual version of whatever you need instead of just a title that might not make you feel as inspired. So I liked that. Then we're getting to these other pages, and like I said, I did use a lot of templates this year. The January is the only one that I have completed so far. So, and I do need to change this cover. I was working on some cover designs in Canva, but I'm not exactly sure, like, I need to go through them and design something I really like. So both of these, there are two different alternating weekly templates that I'm using. Both of these are made by the same creator. One is this like tan, really pretty, and like super calm aesthetic, and one is a strawberry aesthetic. So I went with both of those. Like I said, they're the same creator, and I do really like them. So I'm going to show you week one. This is my tan one. I may change the Theodore Roosevelt quote. I haven't picked a quote yet. So, you know, that may be something I change the week of. Maybe I find something that is super inspiring to me just, you know, before the end of the year, and I change all of them to it. I don't know. It'll depend. So we got another calendar, and this does kind of tie into the whole golden doodle tan brown theme. So I like that. I've got this cute little image. I think this was in her credits down below, but I thought it was really cute, so I moved it up here. It's all part of the process. A few things I did change. I moved this welcome bar from here, somewhere on this side, up here, and she had her name in there, and I changed it. I may add my name later, I don't know. You can put links. I may not need this, but it could be handy. I moved a few things around, like I said. So, we've got this little image I found. I wanted something I liked that it was round because it kind of counteracts the round on the other side, you know? We've got a weekly schedule. I've been using this lately in my personal life, and it does help me kind of understand what I need to do when. Even if I don't stick to the times, I can know, okay, I need to do this next, and this next, and this next. So I like that. These are all just things that like were already in there from the creator as her like sample. So I do need to change those out, but that's not a big deal. And then underneath that is the weekly to-do list. I may move this above the hourly just so I can get a better, like, a quicker glance. But as it is right now, it's okay here. So we got our weeklies. And I may rearrange, or it's very likely I'm not going to use the Sunday list because Sunday is my day off. But it's okay there right now, you know? We can always change things up as we need it. She's got this cute little reminder in here. Smile, drink your water, work out, remember why you started, spread love and positivity. And then this was just cute. It says credits, and then there's this little matcha image. So I kept those two things. She had her bio and everything down here, but I didn't, since I'm using this for like my personal life, I didn't really need it. Not trying to take away anything from the creator or anything like that. It's a gorgeous template, and I'm really happy for it. If I can find the links, I can link them down below. So back to my January monthly spread. Also, I may include other things in here if I need to track work hours or things like that. I may include things like that in just the general January spread, or maybe I find images or things like that. So I may shift things around with this too. Into my week 2, I alternated the tan and the strawberry for all of January. So, like I said, it's really, really pretty. Look how pretty and pink that is. So it's a similar layout. I haven't moved things around quite as much. She's got a different clock in here, which is fun. I think I moved this from the bottom, this matcha image. It was in the last template also. Again, we've got the weekly schedule, and I may move that around again too because I like to see the whole thing, but I may also be okay only seeing a couple of days at a time. It's just gonna kind of depend and see what works best for me. We've got another to-do list for the week, and then number 624 through 26, that was on the other template as well. And yeah, I just think it was really cute, and these dots actually inspired my dashboard because I used some that I found in Canva and did sideways dots also. So we've got that as my other weekly spread. And that is my 2026 Notion tour. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this inspired you. If you don't know what Notion is completely free. It is such an amazing tool for planning, for just keeping organized. And it's one of my favorite free things I've found in the past couple of years. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to try and link those templates below so that you can check them out if you did like them. If there's anything that you can if there's any goals that you think I should add for that bucket list, please comment down below and let me know. I'm looking for ideas. I hope you know, no matter what, that Jesus loves you so, so much and you are so special. And I hope that you have a great new year. It's going to be a great one. Bye.